for your help. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for being here for a special full council meeting. The December 19th, 2018 special meeting of the Seattle City Council will come to order. It's 12:03 p.m. I'm Bruce Harrell, President of the Council. Will the clerk please call the roll?
O'Brien.
Here.
Bagshaw.
Here.
Gonzalez.
Here.
Herbold. Johnson.
Here.
Juarez.
Here.
Mosqueda.
Here.
President Harrell.
Here.
6 present.
Very good. A few opening
7
remarks.
present, excuse me.
Few opening remarks. The council rules are silent on providing council members an option to participate and vote by electronic means at city council meetings. Council members Juarez and Gonzalez are not able to be present today, but both would like to fully engage in this process by phone. So to allow the council members Juarez and Gonzalez to fully participate and vote at today's meetings, I'll make a motion for the council members for you to consider. And this motion goes as follows. I move to allow council members Juarez and Gonzalez to participate and vote at today's city council meeting.
Second.
There's a second. Any other comments? Those in favor of the motion, please vote aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those can they vote?
Yes.
After this vote, they can.
So they can't vote since they're not allowed to participate quite yet, but we do have 5 here on the dais, and I think all 5 persons voted yes. Those opposed vote no. The motion carries, and the council members Juarez and Gonzalez will now participate and are allowed to vote at today's meeting. Madam Clerk, is there something that concerned you about what I just did? Okay, I was just trying to read your body language there. If there's no objection, today's agenda will be adopted. Hearing no objection, the agenda is adopted. The report of the City Council. Will the clerk please read the report?
The report of the City Council, Council Bill 119425, an ordinance authorizing in 2018 acceptance of funding from non-city sources, authorizing the heads of the Executive Department, Department of Parks and Recreation, Human Services Department, Law Department, Seattle Police Department, Seattle Fire Department, Department of Construction and Inspections, Seattle City Light, and Seattle Public Utilities to accept specified grants, private funding, and subsidized loans, and to execute, deliver, and perform corresponding agreements and ratifying and confirming certain prior acts.
Very good. So just to do a technology check, council members Juarez and Gonzalez, are both of you on the line?
Yes. Yes.
Very good. At our last meeting, without objection, I move that Council Bill 119425 be reconsidered. Because the charter requires that such a motion be voted on at the next meeting, it is now appropriate for me to call for a vote. And this is just to reconsider the legislation. This is not a substantive vote on the legislation itself. So all those in favor of the reconsideration vote, please vote aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Those opposed vote no. I believe we have an affirmative vote on the reconsideration. I believe we have a possible substitution and or amendment, or it's basically the same thing. So Councilmember Bagshaw, would you like to walk us through that?
Yes, thank you very much. And I want to say thank you to all who have been involved in this for the last couple of days. You will recall that on this past Monday, we discussed legislation that would allow us to accept 45 grants totaling approximately $12 million from external sources to support a range of purposes, as well as a $25 million loan for Seattle Public Utilities Ship Canal Water Quality Project. As we discussed on Monday, in my role as chair of the Finance and Neighborhood Committee, I recommended that we accept this $12 million grant, the range of grants, because we needed them to pay for the bills that we had just said we were going to pay when we passed the $85 million fourth quarter operating budget appropriation on Monday, which we did pass. Now, unfortunately, there were some concerns about one item. It was item number 1.37, which dealt with $90,000, $90,085 to be exact, which was a grant that related to Homeland Security investigations. My council colleagues raised some concerns about accepting this money, even though the services have already been provided and it would be a reimbursement. But that said, I'm willing to compromise and remove that $90,085 line item relating to Homeland Security investigations to allow the rest of the package to be passed. So with that said, I move to amend Council Bill 119425 by substituting version 3 for version 2.
Second. It's moved and seconded to substitute version 3 for version 2. You can let the record reflect that Councilmember Lisa Herbold has joined us to vote. Any other comments? Those in favor of the amendment, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? I heard one aye.
Aye.
Hey, how do we know who's voting which way on the? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, we got two ayes from different people. The same person did not say aye twice, I'm going to assume. Those in favor of the amendment voted aye. They voted aye. Those opposed vote no. The amendment does pass. So we have an amended 119425. Any further comments before I take the full vote?
Oh, no.
Okay. So I move to pass Council Bill 119425 as amended.
Second.
Please call the roll on the passage of Council Bill 119425 as amended.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Bagshaw.
Aye.
Gonzalez.
Aye.
Herbold.
Aye.
Johnson. Juarez. Mosqueda.
Aye.
President Harrell.
Aye.
8 in favor, none opposed.
All right. The bill passes and the chair will sign it.
Nice.
There being no further business
I have a couple
to come before the council, are there any other comments we'd like to say? Councilmember Bagshaw.
Yes, thank you. And I want to acknowledge and thank both Councilmember Gonzalez, Councilmember Juarez for being on the line, and also to just acknowledge Councilmember Juarez, with your permission, I want to say thank you for being with us on Monday. I know, we all know, that you have undergone major surgery over the last couple of weeks. There was a remark in a recent blog publication, I think, that concerned you, that it sounded as if you were scurrying away from the vote. I want to just express my concern that you are duly recognized for the fact that you were with us. I appreciate you being with us again today. And just to clarify for the record that that is known to all of us, and we had your permission to just express that your health conditions have been really challenging. Thank you for being with us. And I also want to acknowledge to Chief Best that we did receive your letter this morning, and we will be following up.
Thank you for that, Councilmember Bagshaw. And I wanted to echo my thanks for both Councilmember Gonzalez and Councilmember Juarez for being available today, because this was unplanned, but a special shout out to Councilmember Juarez again. This was not just a cold and a sniffle. She's, and thank God she's on the positive side of her challenge, but for her to even be available, for even to take calls, for even to be on the conference call for the other matter where we needed council members, that is she's showing a Herculean effort in trying to assist us in the council, and any negative remarks about that, quite frankly, are offensive given that what she's dealing with. So we thank both of you, but a special shout out for Councilmember Juarez. Thank you, Councilmember Juarez, for being here. Anything you'd like to say, Councilmember Juarez?
No, thank you all very much.
Okay. Okay, well, we're all ready to go. So there being no further business, we are adjourned. Thank you. Everyone have a great day.
Thank you.